Welcome back to the Navy Sports Magazine. We're presented by the Navy Federal Credit Union. Time to shine the light on rugby this week. Of course, the marquee sells it all. It is Army versus Navy. Pleased to be joined by Navy's Lewis Gray. And Lewis, just as a team, marquee-wise, does it take much to get up for this week's offering when you see ARMY on the schedule coming up this week?
We have a lot of respect for Army. They've always been a big challenge for us over my 4 years here. A lot of respect for the team. For us, it's just another game of rugby and another challenge we have to face.
Is it easier said than done in making it just another game, as you said, because all week long, whenever Army and Navy play in anything, there's a bunch of people telling you, go Navy, beat Army, and all of the hype that comes along with it. What's the key to making it just another rugby match, though?
Yeah, for sure. We can't play up to the occasion. We go to our lowest level of training. So we got to really drown out all the other noise that's in the air, like all that emotion and all the significance behind the game. It's important to us, but we try to internalize that and try our best to not let that phase any of our play. And just remember, at the end of the day, it's another rugby game. We have the training, we have the coaching staff that put us in the right place, give us the right pieces, and it's just a matter of execution.
As a player within the program, to be part of the legacy, seeing this program get elevated to varsity status, was there a little extra? I know guys compete, but was there a little extra even jump for the program with the elevation now to varsity status and even more recognition that even comes with that now?
Are you talking about as players or as a team?
Just as a program, being a part of the program that gets elevated to varsity status first.
For us, the training hasn't changed. Being Club A Sport when I first came here as a plebe in 2019 to now being a first-year varsity team, how serious we take the game and how serious our training in really hasn't changed. It's just a matter of we've been giving a lot more resources, which is really helping our performance, and we're really thankful for that.
In terms of those resources, as a great athlete like yourself, and rugby's obviously meant a lot to you in your life, even before you got here, to have those resources now, what do those do for you and your teammates, especially in the rest recovery areas now, as you guys play terrific competition, got a gigantic win against Cal the week before last? Just what do those additional resources do for you?
Oh, for sure. Having the luxury in my free period to just go up to the Ricketts training room, something simple as just sitting in a chair, putting on the recovery boots, having food ready for us. It just, those little minute things mean the difference in the long run, and you don't really see it. And now seeing us as a varsity program, through my time here, I could see those little differences, and those just the little things really mean a lot, and they really have done a lot for us.
I thought something Coach said over the weekend really stuck out to me. In the grand scheme of things, when you look at the score, you handled Penn State, over at Segra Field the other day. Really great opportunity to showcase rugby over there in Loudoun County. But based on some of the things he said, it wasn't the cleanest performance, and there are things that have to get cleaned up before you take on Army this week. Is that a sign of where the program is and where you all have set the standards for your program to meet each and every day, that even though the score looks one way, the performance wasn't necessarily what you all would hope to have?
Sure. Iron sharpens iron. Accountability is the highest form of love. And no matter what win we have, no matter the score, we look at those minute difficulties and areas where we've messed up, even if it's the smallest thing. And those refining points is what makes us a better program. And it all started at the beginning of the season with the question Coach gave us: how good can we be? And only we can tell ourselves how good we are and how good we truly can be, separate to any evaluation on are we the number one team, what rank we are, all that stuff separate. It's a matter of how we see ourselves, and we know there's more in us every single game.
I was going to say, do you all even pay attention to national ranking and things of that nature during the course of the week? I'm sure it's one of those things, it's great to be acknowledged for what you're doing, but do you guys really pay attention to much of that at all as you prepare each week?
No, not at all. Like you said, it's something to acknowledge, and it's cool. It's great to see that the rugby world is noticing Navy as a legitimate program and us being a powerhouse program for the future. But in regards to how we perform and the ego, that's totally separate. We don't even focus on that at all.
As I'm not trying to put you in an uncomfortable spot, but as one of the top performers on this squad. Do you find it one of those cases where, and just judging by some of the answers you've given me, each day that you're out there, you feel kind of a responsibility to help set the tone each and every day in terms of your performance, leadership out on the field, and hope that others come along and do the same thing?
For sure. That's not even just me as an individual. That's our whole firstie staff. Like all the firsties on our team, it is our responsibility, especially leaving this place being leaders, is to set the tone immediately on the first ball passed at practice. Any little drop, every single firstie's paying attention to. All the other guys hold each other accountable as well. So it's just a matter of before practice, we get in our huddle, we give ourselves some points of what we want to work on and what goals we want to accomplish as firsties. With myself, Jack McMahon, Dale Sturtevant, Matthew Thibodeau, Connor Jacobson, Connor Bradowich, Pete Ratnaika, like all those firsties, we really come together and decide where we want to have the team, what direction we want ourselves to go every single practice. And then we just enforce that in practice. So it has nothing to do with me as an individual. It's just a matter of our leadership on the team.
Go back to the question Coach gave you at the beginning of the year. When he asked how good could you be? Could you see this team doing what it's doing right now?
I see it's all about legacy for us, and living in the moment's good, and we have our own goals. How good can we be and see ourselves? But it's a matter of what we do now and how that will set up the program 5 years from now. Because my time's over in a few months. So it's a matter of, am I and my teammates putting Navy Rugby and putting that jersey in a better spot than when we picked it up? That's all that matters to us.
Go back to what I said earlier. This sport has meant a lot to you in your life. Obviously, your father being your coach at the high school level, your brother playing at Florida Atlantic. Why rugby? When did you all get involved in it, and why has it become such a passion for you? Because I think those of us that have watched you play at all sense not only is this guy a good athlete, there's a passion in this game. There's a passion about competing in this game that seems to really appeal to you.
Yeah, for sure. Both my parents are from England. When my dad came to America, he enlisted in the Marine Corps. He played rugby growing up, and it was just a thing that we kind of tossed the ball around as kids. And it just became a part of my identity, me and my brothers, and really connected us and brought us together as a family. Because at the end of the day, you go out together on a Saturday, have a good day of rugby together, and then hang out for the night. And it's just like throughout my whole life, rugby is just, it's so much more than the sport. And it's just becoming a better man, a better individual, a better leader. And I really accepted that stuff. My dad really pointed that out to me, like these different leadership traits that come through a sport like rugby, which is it's so like the elegant violence logo. It's about controlling your emotions and putting violence in particular spots of your life, not even on the pitch, just in life in general. So just that's become a part of my identity. And yeah, it's just the passion just comes with it. It's just the love for the game and the sport.
How different is the Lewis Gray right now than the one that showed up day one at the Naval Academy?
Oh, very different. When I came here, just with the men that are involved with Navy Rugby and the caliber of individuals that team has refined me as a person and a man so much that in ways I can't even describe. Like throughout my 4 years here, I feel like it's hard for me to see my, like from an internal perspective, but other people point out just different ways I've changed over time here in the positive light. But yeah, as time goes on through rugby, you realize it's bigger than yourself. It's not about you, it's about the team. So that's definitely something that was different coming in here, because in high school, yeah, I played rugby. I was pretty good. And I feel like I focused on myself as an individual rugby player a little too much going in. And then as time goes on, it's all about the team. It's all about Navy Rugby and what you can do for the program.
You mentioned it a little bit there, and I know the guys that you've played with, the guys you're playing with now, and one of the things the Naval Academy sells you on is that brotherhood. And obviously, you know that community is such a unique, exclusive community at the Naval Academy. Has that been everything that they sold you on? And maybe has it been even more as you get to become a graduate, as you mentioned, in a couple of months, and you get to be part of that community that will support the program for years to come?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the Brigade of Midshipmen itself is a group of individuals, men and women, that are the highest caliber from high school. And just within company culture outside the rugby team, we refine each other to be better. But rugby is a subculture within the culture, which is just brings it to the next level. And that's something that I really liked about my time here.
Lewis, awesome stuff, man. I could talk to you for about 45 minutes if we had the time. Appreciate you taking time for us today. And obviously, best of luck to you and your teammates against Army coming up this week. Appreciate the time.
For sure. Thank you, sir.